Do you ever feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions at once, as if every voice around you is demanding your attention, your energy, your very sense of self? With everyone telling you who to be, what to do, and how to live, it's easy to lose track of your own voice in the crowd. Before your day even begins, your mind is already racing, filled with expectations, demands, and the endless scroll of social media that never seems to stop. Notifications, opinions, and comparisons flood your thoughts, making it hard to know what you truly want. It's overwhelming, and it's a sign you've lost touch with your inner compass, that quiet guide within you that knows your path. We all have this compass, a deep, intuitive sense of what's right for us, our own true north. It's the part of us that whispers what feels meaningful, what brings us alive, even when the world is shouting something else. But the noise of modern life drowns it out. The constant buzz, the pressure to keep up, the fear of missing out, it all makes it harder to hear that inner voice. We try to please everyone, fit into boxes, and follow someone else's map, then wonder why we feel lost, disconnected, or unfulfilled. We chase approval, thinking it will bring us happiness, but it only leads us further from ourselves. Imagine you're born with a compass perfectly calibrated to your soul, pointing to what brings you joy and meaning. As a child, you followed it naturally, guided by curiosity, wonder, and a sense of play. As a child, you follow it without question. You know what excites you, what makes you laugh, what makes you feel alive. You're not worried about what others think. You're simply being yourself. But as you grow, the world starts to tell you to ignore that compass. You're taught to follow directions, to fit in, to meet expectations that may not be your own. The voices of others become louder than your own. Slowly, you stop trusting yourself, hoping to find the treasure they promised at the end of their map. You look for answers outside, searching for validation, but the sense of longing remains. The first step back is to admit you feel lost and ask yourself, am I living my truth or someone else's? It takes honesty and vulnerability to face this question, but it's the beginning of finding your way home. There's courage in pausing, turning inward, and dusting off your inner compass. It means being willing to listen, even when the answers aren't clear, and trusting that your own wisdom is enough. This journey isn't about becoming someone new or perfect. It's about returning to who you've always been, beneath all the noise, the expectations, and the masks you've worn. It's about reconnecting with your authentic self, the part of you that's always been there, quietly waiting for you to notice. Your authentic self is still there, waiting for you to listen. It's patient, resilient, and ready to guide you back to what matters most. The question is, are you ready to hear it? Are you willing to quiet the noise, trust your own voice, and begin the journey back to yourself? Let's begin. In today's hyper-connected world, our sense of worth is often measured by numbers, likes, followers, job titles, and the things we own. Social media amplifies this, turning our lives into a constant performance for an invisible audience. We scroll through endless highlight reels, seeing only the best moments of others' lives. It's easy to forget that these are carefully curated snapshots, not the full story. Yet, we compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's best days and start believing we're not enough. Chasing external validation becomes a relentless race with no finish line. We run faster, work harder, and push ourselves to exhaustion, hoping that the next achievement will finally make us feel complete. The more approval you get, the more you crave. Each notification brings a fleeting rush, but it fades quickly, leaving you wanting more. No matter how much praise you receive, it never truly fills the void inside. It's like drinking salt water, momentarily quenching your thirst, but ultimately leaving you emptier and more desperate than before. The satisfaction is always just out of reach. I know this feeling well. I once lived this way, ticking all the boxes, collecting achievements, and earning praise from others. On the outside, it looked like success, but inside I felt hollow, disconnected from my true self. After every big achievement, I'd return to my room, surrounded by silence, and feel nothing but emptiness. The applause faded, and I was left alone with my thoughts, wondering why I still felt unfulfilled. Eventually, I realized I was following a script written by others, living up to expectations that weren't truly mine. I was performing for approval, not living for myself. No amount of external approval, no matter how loud or frequent, can fill an internal void. Even in a crowd, you can feel completely alone if you're not connected to your own sense of worth. True fulfillment comes from living in alignment with your own purpose and values. When you step away from the noise and listen to your inner voice, you discover what truly matters to you. When you stop performing for applause and start listening to yourself, you find real meaning. You begin to build a life that feels authentic, grounded, and deeply satisfying. The applause always fades, but your authentic self remains. The quiet confidence that comes from within is far more lasting than any external praise. The only validation that truly matters is the one that comes from within, from knowing and accepting yourself, flaws and all. So are you ready to stop chasing approval and start living for yourself? Let's find out how you can begin this journey to real fulfillment. To hear your inner compass, you must turn down the world's volume. Our minds are bombarded with information and notifications, creating mental clutter. The first step, create pockets of silence in your day. Start small, turn off non-essential notifications, set boundaries for social media, and create no-phone zones. These moments of quiet let your own thoughts surface. Practice mindfulness. Just 5 minutes of focused breathing can anchor you in the present. When your mind wanders, gently return to your breath. This isn't about stopping thoughts, but not being carried away by them. Design a small, uncluttered space at home for reflection. A chair, a cushion, a candle. Visit it daily, even briefly, to signal to your mind. This is time for stillness. In silence, your true voice grows stronger. Make space for it, and you'll start to hear what really matters. Silence is where your journey inward begins. With silence, you can rediscover who you are by clarifying your core values. Your values are the principles that guide your life, the markings on your inner map. When you live by them, you feel right. When you don't, you feel lost. Identify your values by reflecting on moments you felt truly happy or proud. What were you doing? Who were you with? What made it meaningful? Also, notice what frustrates or angers you. These reactions reveal what you stand for. Write down words that resonate. Honesty, growth, connection, adventure, kindness. Narrow your list to 5 to 10 core values. Your non-negotiables. These aren't just words, they're your blueprint for an authentic life. This list is your personal map. Use it to navigate your journey forward. Having your core values is like having a destination on your map. Next, assess how your current life aligns with those values. Misalignment is a major source of stress and unhappiness. For example, if you value health but neglect self-care, or value connection but miss time with loved ones, you've drifted. These gaps show up as anxiety, boredom, or irritability, signals from your inner compass. Take your list and rate each value from 1 to 10 based on how present it is in your life. This isn't about judgment, but clarity. Seeing the gaps empowers you to make changes. You're no longer lost. You have a clear map of where you are and where you want to go. Awareness is the first step to realignment. Now you can begin to close the gap. Let's see how. Now that you know your values and where you're out of alignment, you need a practical tool, the value check. For any decision, pause and ask, does this align with my core values? This brief pause shifts you from reacting to intentionally choosing. For example, if invited to an event, check if it supports your values. Connection, health, financial security. If not, decline and suggest an alternative that honors your values. The value check isn't just about saying no. It helps you say yes to what matters. Practiced consistently, it reshapes your life, one choice at a time. Every decision becomes a step toward your true north. And knowing what needs to change is one thing. Making the change takes courage. It's easy to recognize when something in your life isn't working, but actually taking action to shift your direction is a different story. It requires a willingness to step into discomfort, to face uncertainty, and to trust that you're capable of navigating whatever comes next. Fear will show up. The fear of the unknown, of disappointing others, of losing what's familiar. Sometimes it's the fear of failure, or even the fear of success and what it might demand of you. These feelings are natural and they're part of being human. They're signals that you're on the edge of growth. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. It's about feeling the fear, acknowledging it, and choosing to move forward anyway. Every courageous act, no matter how small, is a declaration that you value your growth more than your comfort. We're wired for belonging, so stepping away from the crowd can feel risky. The pull to fit in, to stay where it's safe and familiar, is strong. But sometimes, the path that's right for you isn't the one everyone else is walking. It takes bravery to honor your own needs and desires, even if it means standing alone for a while. Your mind will try to keep you safe, but don't let fear hold the compass. Let your values, your dreams, and your sense of purpose guide you instead. When you listen to your inner voice, you'll find clarity about which direction to take, even if the road ahead isn't fully visible. Letting go is necessary, of jobs, relationships, or habits that no longer serve you. Sometimes it means releasing old versions of yourself, outdated beliefs, or expectations that have weighed you down. It's not always easy, but it's essential for making space for what's truly meant for you. Every time you say no to what's not aligned, you say yes to yourself. You affirm your worth and your right to pursue a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. These moments of self-honoring are the building blocks of real change. Start small, say no to extra work, sign up for that class, have an honest conversation. Each small act of courage is a seed planted for bigger transformation. Over time, these choices add up, and you'll find yourself more confident in your ability to choose what's right for you. Each value-aligned choice builds your courage muscle. Just like physical strength, courage grows with practice and repetition. The more you exercise it, the more natural it becomes to act in alignment with your true self. Over time, these small steps create momentum for bigger changes. What once felt impossible starts to feel within reach. You begin to trust yourself more deeply, and the path ahead becomes less intimidating. The journey isn't a giant leap, but a series of brave, intentional steps. Each one is a testament to your resilience and your commitment to living authentically. Progress is made not in sudden bursts, but in steady, consistent movement forward. Trust that you can thrive when you choose authenticity. When you honor your truth, you create a life that feels meaningful and alive. The rewards of living courageously are worth every moment of uncertainty. Your true north is worth the risk. The journey may be challenging, but the destination, a life that reflects who you truly are, is priceless. The path is built on courage, one step at a time. Every step you take is a victory, a sign that you're moving closer to the life you want. Are you ready to take the first step? The journey begins with a single act of courage, one that only you can choose to make. Living in alignment with your values brings a deep sense of inner peace. This isn't the peace of a problem-free life, but the peace of integrity. The internal conflict fades, replaced by wholeness and clarity. Decision-making becomes simpler. Your values are your anchor. You reclaim energy once spent on things that drain you, pretending, worrying, maintaining superficial relationships. That energy can now fuel your passions and growth. This peace isn't a one-time destination, but a daily practice. You'll drift off course sometimes, but now you have the tools to return. Create silence, consult your values, and course-correct with self-compassion. The peace comes from knowing you always hold the compass to guide you home. This inner security is the true reward of a purposeful life. It's available to you every day. Will you claim it? Living with purpose transforms not just your inner world, but every part of your life. You show up differently in relationships, work, and community. Your authenticity becomes magnetic. You stop seeking approval and start contributing your unique gifts. Relationships deepen, built on honesty and shared values. You become more present and inspiring to those you love. Work becomes an expression of your purpose, not just a job. You bring passion and energy that's contagious and fulfilling. Purpose reduces stress, boosts well-being, and gives you a reason to get up each day. It's not about constant happiness, but about meaning and direction. A purpose-driven life is lived from the inside out. We've explored the steps, quieting the noise, finding your values, realigning your life, and building courage. But reading this isn't the journey, it's just the map. The real journey begins with a single, intentional step. You don't need all the answers, just the willingness to begin. What's one small action you can take today? Turn off notifications, breathe for 5 minutes, or write about a time you felt alive. This path isn't always easy, but every moment is a chance to check your compass and adjust. Celebrate small victories. They build a purposeful life. I invite you to begin this journey back to yourself. The world needs your unique gifts and authentic voice. Your purpose isn't out there, it's within, waiting for you to come home. Take a deep breath. The path is before you. Your true north is calling. Will you answer? Your journey starts now.